6:30 right now. Police are still hunting for the gunman in a deadly shooting that killed a Big Island police officer. Details on the suspect's long criminal record.
And unstoppable lava continues to flow on Hawaii Island, destroying more structures and closing in on a popular spot along the coast. We'll tell you how far away it is from the Pohoiki boat ramp.
And there's a new effort backed with big money to keep Hawaii's best and brightest medical students in the state. We're going to speak with the leader of the John A. Burns School of Medicine about a multi-million-dollar donation.
Good morning, Dan.
Hey, good morning. It's Thursday, tantalizingly close to the weekend. Hey, look at that. Anytime you can look back at the Kolau and see the sun coming through in the gap there, that's a really good indication we're going to have a good day. That means Windward and Mauka areas are already clear, and the showers and clouds are lined up right along the ridge. So you might get a little wet coming in and out of the tunnels, but that's it. We got a much drier, much sunnier day underway right now. Still have the small craft advisory in place for some waters out there. The winds might ease enough to that could be dropped. You know, we'll have to wait and see. They're saying east 15 to 25 knots and seas 7 to 10 feet in those areas that are indicated on the map. You know, if you got a boat charter this morning, call your boat captain. They'll tell you what's going on. 79. And it feels like 81. That's because of the elevated dew point. Trades 14 miles per hour, 15 to 20 is the forecast. Another warm day, but the sun directly on you as opposed to being filtered through that high cloudiness. So it's definitely going to be toasty this afternoon. Let's check out that traffic now. Here's Lacey Denise.
Dan, we've got some great news out of IAEA. We got rid of that stalled vehicle that was blocking a town-bound lane on the H1 after the Ka'ahumanu overpass. However, it's still bumper to bumper from Waikele, especially tough through the H1, H2 merge. Now, if you can, Kamehameha Highway and Moanalua Road. We've got some light movement on both routes and even the zipper lane if you've got 2 or more in your car. And now, overall, your drive times from Kapolei to downtown, it's about 40 or 50 minutes. From Wahiawa on the H2, about 50 minutes as well. And from Kailua on Pali Highway, 25 minutes. That's your traffic. Let's send it back to Steve and Grace.
All right, thanks, you two. Right now, the search continues for the man who killed a Big Island police officer.
That's right. Authorities say Bronson Kaliloa was shot in the leg and neck during a traffic stop in Mountain View late Tuesday night. There was a huge police response as they were searching for 33-year-old Justin Joshua Waiki ever since. He had been wanted on a warrant. Waiki allegedly got out of the driver's seat when Kaliloa pulled him over and fired multiple shots from a gun. Police say Waiki then fled into the brush on foot. He is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached. He was last seen wearing a white T-shirt and a dark-colored jacket. The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to his capture. Now, if you see him or if you know where he is, call police at 935-3311 or Crime Stoppers at 961-8300.
Waiki's record includes 37 arrests and 16 convictions, including 3 felonies. His first in 2005 was for forgery. A judge sentenced him to 90 days in jail and home detention, saying Waiki, quote, has a gross disregard for authority. In 2013, he was caught with meth and a loaded gun. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Last November, he broke probation and illegally moved to Las Vegas. After police brought him back, prosecutors wanted his bail increased to $20,000, but the judge refused. Waiki has been a fugitive since missing a court hearing in March.
The inmate who escaped and attacked a woman in 2017 was sentenced to up to 20 years in prison. Kamaka Villegas was one of 3 men who escaped the Waiava Correctional Facility last April. Police said that he punched a Kailua tourist multiple times, then took her belongings and fled in a stolen car. Villegas pleaded guilty to escape, robbery, and car theft. As part of his sentence, he will have to repay the victim for her stolen property.
A former Maui Boys and Girls Club worker and National Guard member has been charged with sexually assaulting a minor. Court documents said that Victoria Satoa Fainga kissed the girl multiple times between 2016 and 17. That girl was under 14 at the time, and the girl told police that the 28-year-old also performed sex acts on her. Well, she pleaded not guilty to sexual assault and custodial interference. The trial set is October 30th.
Hawaii County Civil Defense reports that additional structures have been destroyed in Leilani Estates. The lava flow overflowed its banks yesterday morning along Nohea Street. That breach was reportedly caused by a collapse and explosion at Halima'uma'u crater around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday. At last report, the flow was just 1/4 of a mile away from the Pohoiki boat ramp at Isaac Hale Beach Park. The surf spot, known as Bowls and Shacks, appears to be on the verge of being wiped out.
Civil Defense is holding a community briefing today on explosive events at Halima'uma'u. Scientists from the USGS will be there, along with staff from Civil Defense and other state and county agencies. The meeting will cover possible impacts and responses, as well as potential evacuation routes, sheltering, and preparedness. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. at the Pahala Community Center.
All right, 6:36. Howard's got our quick biz.
Good morning. A message to Leilani Estates evacuees. FEMA says if you didn't initially qualify for rental assistance, you might request a re-inspection in case access got better or damage got worse. Hawaii ranks in the middle third of states when it comes to consumer spending at small independent retailers. Womply.com reckons average daily sales of $1,310 a day after surveying 335 local retailers. Japan counts 16 million visitors just since the year began. That's up 16% from last year, thanks to 4 million apiece from China and from South Korea. On Wall Street, the Dow is down about 90 points. Guys?
Thank you, Howard.
Hey, the Rail Authority's Board of Directors meets today. On the agenda is a request for money regarding public-private partnerships to help the over-budget project along. Meanwhile, it's been nearly 1 year since Andrew Robbins was named HART Executive Director and CEO. That announcement was made in July of last year. His first day of work was September 5th. Sunrise has made numerous requests to interview the person in charge of the state's largest public works project, but so far they have refused. He gets paid $317,000 a year with a $4,600 monthly housing allowance and $600 a month for transportation costs. In September, the HART Communications Director, Bill Brennan, told us that Robbins was not ready, quote, for prime time. Robbins has conducted several taped interviews with Hawaii News Now, but so far has not answered questions for Sunrise on live television.
The backcountry of Haleakala has been reopened this morning. It was closed after a woman was assaulted. Park rangers say that the DLNR, Maui Police, and Honolulu K-9 units searched the area for 2 days for a suspect, but they didn't find anything. They are still looking for information on the attack. If you can help, call Maui Police 244-6400.
And a hearing is going to be held today on the future of Kauai's Kanui Kapono Public Charter School and Learning Center. The Garden Island News reports that the commission alleged that there would be potential illegal use of finances, non-compliance, and other issues with the school's charter. Just over a week ago, the commission revoked the Ka'u Learning Academy's charter over on the Big Island. The commission found record-keeping failures and discrepancies. Kanui Kapono school officials said that it resolved most of the problems but would not elaborate.
All right, coming up, millions of dollars have been raised for scholarships.
Yep, it's all for medical students here in Hawaii. Why there has been such a large effort to help them pay for tuition.
You don't have to look like Ernie Martin to like Ernie Martin. And not to, split hairs, but there's a lot to like. Ernie's hard-headed enough to hold the HART board accountable for rail overruns. In Congress, he'll fight to shave prescription drug costs and make healthcare affordable. And Ernie's the only candidate who's baldly progressive, pro-choice, pro-Medicare for all. He'll make this guy flip his wig.
I'm Ernie Martin, and I approve this message.
In Portugal, Nazaré, it's so quiet and all you hear is this giant wave. And it's almost as if it's like the monster at the cave at the other side of town. I think that question that pops into your head, what am I doing out here? This is really dangerous, and is it worth it? You're like, yeah, of course.
Earn 5 times miles with a Priority Destinations World Elite MasterCard. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Colleen Hanabusa has a clear vision and strong priorities for the future. Faster action to build affordable housing. Ohana zones to provide more shelter and services for homeless families. New funding to recruit and retain qualified teachers. improving our rundown highways, airports, and harbors, and tougher cost controls on rail construction. Colleen Hanabusa has the leadership Hawaii needs today.
Guy Huggy on Hawaii News Now. You're watching Hawaii News Now Sunrise. And now, weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Welcome back. About 6:41 on this Thursday morning, and we got rid of that stalled vehicle in Aiea, but the freeway still packed in from about Waikele. As you can imagine, it's bumper to bumper through the H1, H2 merge. Meanwhile, up in central Oahu, the H2 is heavy well before the Waianae cutoff now, Kamehameha Highway just after Waipahu Street. Roads heading into town, however, they're looking good. We've got green up on Moanalua Freeway and the viaduct all the way out to the Punahou off-ramp. Roads heading in from the windward side are clear. Same goes for your east side drive from Hawaii Kai. Let's get the latest on your weather now with Dan.
Trade winds are blowing. They'll be in the 15 to 20 range this afternoon, and that's going to help with the heat. It's going to be a warm one, 89 the expected high. A lot fewer clouds, so the sun is going to directly heat you up today. We had a lot of overcast skies yesterday, at least for most of the day, and that meant kind of some protection, I guess you could say, from the sun. Still warm, but the direct sun definitely will feel hotter today, and 89 is our expected high. Let's take a quick look down to the south and see what's cooking. We've been watching this disturbance for a while. It's continuing to move to the west. We're now turning our attention to what's behind it. There's one out there, a 20% chance in both 2 and 5 day forecasts of getting organized, and then another one behind that, 30–40%. That's the 2 and 5 day forecast. So we'll be watching these closely. It's hurricane season all the way to December 1. That's your traffic and weather. Let's send it over to Howard Dykes.
And coming up on 6:43, how can we address the doctor shortage? How about millions in full scholarships to medical school? Jairus Hedges is Dean of the Burns School of Medicine. You know, Dr. Hedges, this is a really interesting thing because it involves money from 2 hospitals, but it also involves 2 individuals.
Absolutely. We're so fortunate. Of course, the purpose of this is to help us retain our young students as physicians here in Hawaii. But the folks who helped make this possible, of course, Barry and Virginia Wyman, who have been great supporters of the school. Hawaii Pacific Health, they helped us launch this. They were the first to make a commitment. We've received matching funds, and then Queens Health System stepped in as well to make this possible. So nearly $2 million of matching funds have been put together. We have 23 students who will receive a nearly complete 4-year tuition scholarship. So
now, do the 23 have to make any commitment, or are we relying on their local ties to make it more likely they'll actually practice here?
Right. Well, all of these are from Hawaii, and all have indicated that their intention is to practice here in Hawaii. So we've not had them sign a formal contract, but their intentions are on the right track. Their families, I'm sure, are very excited about having them stay here. And the neat thing about this is many of our students historically have had significant educational debt because medical school is costly.
Sure.
Nationally, it's over $200,000 in medical school debt alone for graduates on average. Here in Hawaii, it's been fortunately much lower, but it's been about $160,000 for our graduates most recently, and that is stunning, and it's hard to get folks to think about Hawaii as their practice site. So with these scholarships, a third of the class won't have that worry. They can focus on returning here if they practice as a resident elsewhere, and they can look at doing residency programs with us and practicing in our communities.
Does it help that there are nursing programs that are doing pretty well here as well?
Well, absolutely. We are, of course, partnering with our School of Nursing, trying to make sure that we have adequate nurses for the islands. Fortunately, we have done well with that, and the University of Hawaii has launched a doctorate of nurse practice, which allows nurses additional roles in the healthcare field, and the advanced practice nurses are also providing a very important role of independent practice that helps support the roles that the physicians are doing and allows them to primarily care for patients as well. So we're addressing this as a team and multidisciplinary approach to the shortage of healthcare providers here in Hawaii.
Okay. Another time we'll have to find out what Dr. Hedges would like the legislature to do going forward about this. But in the meantime, if you see Mr. and Mrs. Weinman, thank them for their contribution, because it wasn't small. And we'll have more Sunrise for you in a moment.
Today on Hawaii Now, unique sauces and culinary techniques passed down through generations. We're taking you to Doraku Sushi.
Plus, it's hard to believe, but the first day of school is just a few weeks away. We'll tell you about after-school programs to keep your keiki busy once they leave the classroom. Join us in the 7 a.m. hour on KGMB.
Hawaii News Now on KGMB is sponsored by JN Chevrolet.
Take the stress out of selling your car. Bring your used vehicle to JN Pre-Owned and we will buy it from you, even if you don't buy from us. No tricks, no gimmicks, no empty promises. Just a transparent and fair market price with your appraisal done in 30 minutes. Any make, any model, any mileage, we will make you an offer on the spot. Visit us today at JN Pre-Owned and see just how easy selling your car can be.
Aloha. I'm Congressman Ed Case, and I approve this message. Folks ask me why I want to go back to Congress. Our government is broken, and I want to help fix it. Less yelling and fighting, more talking and working. Less making problems, more solving them. And our Hawaii needs a strong team in D.C. I can put my experience to work to get the job done for us back home.
For me, it's always just been about country, Hawaii, and Ohana. It's my obligation. Mahalo.
Now you can watch Hawaii News Now on your favorite streaming device anytime. Get live newscasts, on-demand video, and weather alerts from your source for breaking news. The free Hawaii News Now app, now available on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Sunrise is on the road. Check out West Oahu's finest comprehensive cancer center. We'll show you the new facility and share stories of survival and hope at Palimomi Medical Center. Watch Sunrise on the road Friday.
6:48 and what's trending? Well, I keep waiting for that medical study that says bacon is good for you.
Yeah.
Did it come out? Did you?
No, it didn't. No, so far. Yeah, Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore reports people suffering from mania are 3 times more likely to have eaten bacon or other cured meats. It was a fairly small study, 700 volunteers with various mental conditions, and no tie-in to any other mental conditions. But they replicated the results by feeding jerky to lab rats. To put it poetically, I don't want to put you in a panic, and maybe the docs are mistaken, but you may be at risk to be manic just because you eat sausage and bacon.
I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
Take my chances.
Well said. Well said, yeah. When you're tight with someone, when you're like BFFs, nothing can keep you apart, right?
Yeah, nothing.
But
Nothing.
that's how this 2-year-old boy sees it, all right? Now watch. In the backyard.
I saw it to the dog.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I love it.
Oh. There you go. There you go. How do you know where you went, though? Chad Nelson posted the video on Twitter with the caption, "A fence can't stop my 2-year-old boy from playing with his new best friend."
Oh. That is so awesome. I love that.
You need a dog, Dan.
Yes, I need a dog.
All right, so the UK Kennel Club has released the pictures for its Photographer of the Year contest, and these are just a few. In the older category, we have Monica Vander Maiden's photo of Noah, the Great Dane in the woods. Very regal, right? Yeah. All right. Up next is Lily the Pomeranian. This is for the category Dog at Play. You can see with the bubble, very cute. Now, I thought this was really powerful. In the category of assistance dogs, it is Dean Mortimer's photo of Rocco, the German Shepherd, and he's with his brother, who is a veteran. You can just see the expression in his eyes. Such devotion in this picture. Now, the picture that took home the top prize, pretty good. This is in the puppy category. That is Snickers. They called it Let's call it Roly Poly Puppy.
Yeah, I like that.
Aptly named.
Yeah.
Very
Super cute.
Hard to argue with that one.
I know.
Just want to take him home.
Yeah.
Gonna get a dog? Gonna get a dog?
Dan.
I have one on standby.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you pictures later.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, let's head out to the roads in the meantime. We've got no major accidents out there. An earlier stalled vehicle in Aiea backed us up on the H1 before Waikele now. Our drive times, our drive speeds, less than 20 miles per hour. Meanwhile, up in central Oahu, it is backed up on the H2 before the Waianae cutoff. Roads heading into town, not looking too bad. We've got steady movement on both Moanalua Freeway and the viaduct continuing on through the Middle Street merge. Roads from the windward side are clear. Your east side drive wide open from Hawaii Kai. Let's check on your weather conditions now with Dan.
Okay, let's see. I have it on my phone. Maybe I can just show you that he.
Yeah.
There. Okay, so he's too young to be taken from his mommy yet. But anyway, we're looking. Little Frenchie bulldog there.
Very cute.
All right. Let's take a
Soon
look.
to be a member of the Cook household.
That's right, soon. 4 to 7 on the east side. That's smaller than yesterday, and we're going to see that trend continue. Probably 3 to 5 on Friday, easing of the east side as the trades come down. South's going to get bigger. Well, 3 to 5 today and tomorrow, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, probably an advisory there, which means 8 feet or greater. 7-day forecast calls for beautiful weather today and really through the weekend. A little bit wetter Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then quite a bit wetter, it looks like, Monday. So for the weekend and the outdoor activities you've got planned, looks like just about perfect conditions all across the state. All right, that's traffic and weather right here on Sunrise. We'll see you in a minute. We're going to take a quick break.
See something you want to share with Hawaii News Now? Post it on social media using the hashtag HNN. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
It's the sizzling summer sales event at Tony Nissan. Get 0% financing for 72 months. Drive a new 2018 Rogue with splash guards and floor mats, now only $198 a month. $198 a month at Tony Nissan in Waipio.
Donna Mercado Kim has spent her life fighting for Hawaii.
As a single mom, Donna has always fought for better schools. In Washington, Donna will stand up to Betsy DeVos's attacks on public education.
Donna is a former board member of Planned Parenthood.
She'll take on the Trump administration to protect women's health care.
And Donna will fight for equal pay for equal work.
I'm Donna Mercado Kim. I approve this message to be Hawaii's warrior in Washington.
Because that's what Donna's always done here in Hawaii.
HDS, Hawaii's leading dental benefits provider, wants parents to remember one important thing. Take your child to the dentist before their first birthday. That's because the American Dental Association recommends children visit a dentist before age 1. All of Hawaii's keiki deserve a healthy smile. For more information, visit hawaiidentalservice.com/dentist-by-1.
Anniversaries, birthdays, retirements. These are just some of the memories we celebrate with our kupuna. Watch Kupuna Celebrations Friday on Sunrise. Sponsored by the Arcadia family of companies, your trusted resource for older adult living options.
You're watching Hawaii News Now Sunrise.
It's 6:54. Developing news from Europe. Officials say no airplanes can land or depart from Belgium right now.
It's apparently due to some sort of a technical glitch in the country's air traffic control system. Officials didn't specify, but they just said there is a problem with loading their flight data.
Ford is recalling more than 500,000 vehicles due to a rollaway risk. It affects the Fusion sedan made between 2013 and 2016, as well as the Escape SUV from 2013 to 2014. Ford says a component called the shifter cable bushing can detach, causing the vehicle to roll away even if the car is parked. No injuries have been reported so far. Affected owners, though, will be notified later this month.
Affordable housing developer Ahe Group will hold a blessing and rededication ceremony for the Waipahu Tower today. The company acquired the 64-unit apartment complex last year. Ahe Group says that the apartments will remain affordable rentals for the next 61 years under its ownership. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. at Waipahu Tower on Pupumomi Street.
The tour bus company, Royal Star Hawaii, is spending $35 million on a big expansion. The firm is building a new bus maintenance facility in Kalihi, plans to add 20 new vehicles to its fleet. 6 of them will be deluxe buses with onboard restrooms.
Party bus? Did you know that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg wears something that has ties to the islands? In a recent documentary, RBG, she refers to a lace collar that she wears on her judicial robes. That was actually given to her by the William S. Richardson School of Law when she visited last year. But what she didn't mention in the movie is that collar features 49 rare and tiny pink Kahe Leilani Ni'ihau shells and was made by Associate Dean Ronette Kawakami.
Cool. Hey, the Today Show is next on KHNL. Sunrise continues on KGMB.
We have our top stories coming up, but first, here's Howard.
Soy milk isn't milk, and the FDA is about to crack down in your 1-minute economy. Dan.
A few clouds and showers, but nothing like we saw yesterday. We're going to see a gorgeous Thursday, and a pretty nice weekend is coming up. We'll have the details, the full forecast in just a moment. Lacey?
Roads from the west side still trying to recover from that earlier stalled vehicle we had in Aiea. We'll have an updated look at the H1 freeway coming up next.
I see it every day. Childbirth complications, women facing sexual abuse, and we're still defending our right to choose. I work with Dr. Josh Green, and he sees it too. It's why in the state Senate, he helped victims of sexual assault and will fight domestic violence as lieutenant governor. We're not helpless against the rising tide that threatens our rights. We have each other and a true ally in Dr. Josh Green.